There are moments in life when your soul feels heavy, but you can't explain why. You wake up tired, even after sleep. You smile at others, but something inside you feels distant, like you're carrying a burden that no one else can see. People might say you're overthinking, that you're too sensitive, but deep down you know something is different. The way you feel pain, it cuts deeper. The way you try to be strong, it takes everything out of you. And the silence you sit with every night, it doesn't echo, it roars. But what if that pain isn't a sign of weakness? What if it's a signal, a quiet message from the Almighty that you're being prepared for something far beyond what others can see? You see, not everyone is given heavy burdens. Not everyone is pulled away from the world to face battles alone. That journey, the one with fewer cheers and more tears, is not random, it's chosen. And maybe, just maybe, you're among those few who have been handpicked to walk a path that doesn't make sense to the crowd. A path of refinement, of resilience, of unseen blessings disguised as struggle. This isn't about being better than anyone. It's not about pride. It's about purpose. Because sometimes when Allah sees something pure in your heart, He doesn't leave it untouched. He shapes it. He tests it. Not to break you, but to strengthen the sincerity that already lives inside you. So if you've been wondering why life feels like a constant uphill climb, if you've been asking yourself why the tears come so often, even when no one notices, this message is for you. You're not forgotten. You're not invisible. You're not lost. There's a kind of ache that words can't capture. The pain of being misunderstood. You speak with kindness, but they hear weakness. You offer your heart, and they question your motives. You stay quiet to keep peace, and they call it indifference. And after a while, you stop explaining yourself. Not because you've given up, but because it hurts to be misread again and again, especially when your heart was only ever trying to do good. It's confusing, isn't it? To know your intention was pure and still be cast as the villain, to carry someone else's burdens only to be left carrying your own alone. It makes you question your worth. It makes you wonder if being soft-hearted is a mistake. But here's the truth. Some hearts were never meant to be understood by the world. The more sincere your soul becomes, the more the world struggles to understand you. Because sincerity doesn't always shine in ways people expect. It's quiet, it's patient, it gives without needing to be seen. And in a world addicted to noise and performance, that kind of heart can look strange. Maybe you've experienced this in silence, being misjudged by your own family, sidelined by those you once helped, or labeled by people who never even tried to understand you. And yet you kept showing up, you kept trying, you kept your heart soft even when it hurt. That isn't weakness. That's strength only Allah can see. Sometimes Allah allows this pain to protect your sincerity, to teach you to keep walking, even when no one claps, to serve, even when no one says thank you, to rise, even when you're rising alone. Because the more sincere you become, the fewer people will recognize your light. But Allah always does, and He never misjudges, He never misunderstands. He sees what was in your heart, even when the world twisted your words. So the next time you're hurt by someone who got you all wrong, don't let bitterness settle in. Let it refine your intention. Let it purify your purpose. And remember, being misunderstood by people is sometimes the clearest sign that you're understood perfectly by the one who matters most. You've been there, the one who always shows up, the one who listens when no one else does, the one who quietly holds the broken pieces for others while your own heart barely holds itself together. You give your time, your energy, your prayers, your love, and not because you're looking for something in return, but because it's who you are. You know what it feels like to suffer alone, so you never want anyone else to feel that way. But somewhere along the way, it begins to hurt. You look around and wonder, where are they when I need someone? Where are the voices that I comforted? Where are the hands I held when I was the one falling apart? Silence, that's what often answers, and that silence becomes a pain. Only givers understand. It makes you question your value, makes you feel like you're only loved when you're needed, and when you're not useful, you're invisible. But let this truth reach into your tired heart. Allah sees everything you've given, every effort, every sacrifice, every unnoticed act of compassion. Not a single one has been wasted. You were never giving to people. Not really. You were giving through people to the one who never forgets. This pain you're feeling, it's not emptiness. It's a reminder that your soul was created to give without clinging to applause, to love without needing validation, to serve not because people deserve it, but because your heart was lit by something higher. And maybe, just maybe, this season of being unseen is your training, a phase where Allah is teaching you to anchor your kindness to Him alone. to learn that the most powerful kind of giving is the one done in secret, in silence, in pain, because that's when it's purest. So if you feel drained, exhausted from pouring into others, let your next act of giving be for yourself. Sit with your Lord, tell Him where it hurts, let Him refill what this world never could, because the strongest givers are often the ones Allah is preparing not to be used. And leadership in His eyes is not built on followers, but on hearts that kept giving when no one else did. You can be surrounded by people and still feel like no one sees you. You could be sitting at a dinner table, laughing with old friends. You could be scrolling through a phone full of messages. You could have dozens of people who know your name and still feel completely unknown. And that kind of loneliness, the kind that sneaks into your chest while you're smiling, it's one of the hardest kinds to carry, because there's no obvious reason for it. Nothing you can point to, just a silent emptiness that keeps following you no matter how full your day looks. You might start wondering, what's wrong with me? Why does it feel like I'm drifting even when I'm not alone? But maybe nothing's wrong with you at all. Maybe that ache in your heart isn't meant to be filled by people. Maybe it's meant to draw you back to the one who never leaves, even in your silence. Sometimes the people around you can't see your soul, not because they don't care, but because it's not their place to carry what you're carrying. That space inside you, it wasn't designed to be filled by conversation or attention. It was made to echo with remembrance, with connection to the one who knows the weight of every sigh you've taken in secret. And maybe this loneliness, as painful as it feels, is actually a divine mercy in disguise. A moment where Allah gently pulls you away from noise, from distraction, from shallow company, so He can speak to you directly, so you can meet Him in the stillness. It's in those moments, the quiet tears, the restless nights, the unanswered questions, that your soul begins to stretch toward Him. Your words become real, your prayers stop being routine, and your heart, for the first time in a long time, becomes soft enough to receive something greater. So if you're feeling out of place, detached, unseen, don't rush to fill that space with more people, more noise, more distractions. Let it be sacred, let it be a turning point, because loneliness in this world might just be Allah's way of bringing you into His nearness, where you are never truly alone. There's a pain that hides deeper than most. It doesn't show in your face, it doesn't come up in conversation, it follows you quietly like a shadow behind your smiles. It's the pain of regret, something you did, something you allowed, a moment you didn't stop, a choice you now carry like a scar no one else sees. Time has passed, but it hasn't faded. You've changed, you've prayed, you've repented, but still it lingers. The memory, the shame, that small familiar whisper, you'll never be truly forgiven. And that voice, it tries to define you, tries to convince you that no matter what you do now, it will never undo what was done then. But here's what most people forget. That pain you feel when you remember, that sting in your chest, it's not a curse, it's proof that your heart is still alive. If your guilt didn't matter, your soul would have gone numb. If Allah wanted to abandon you, He would have let you forget. But He didn't. He kept the memory, not to torture you, but to transform you. Because true redemption doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with pain. Real, honest, quiet pain. The kind that humbles you and brings you back to Him with your head bowed and your heart wide open. You are not the mistake you made. You are not the version of yourself that slipped. You are the person who got back up, who cried in the dark, who whispered a tearful prayer when no one was watching. And that quiet return is more beloved to Allah than the pride of someone who never fell. Sometimes Allah allows you to trip so that when you rise softer, more humble, more compassionate, so that you never again look down on another soul who is still crawling through their own darkness. So if your past still visits you at night, don't run from it. Sit with it, learn from it, let it soften you, not break you. And when you bow in prayer tonight, know this: the one who cries out from guilt is often closer to mercy than the one who thinks they never needed it. You are not disqualified by your sin, you are called back by it. It's hard, isn't it, to clap for someone else's joy while hiding your own pain, to smile at the announcement of a friend's success while your own dreams feel like they're stuck in pause, to scroll through pictures of celebrations, achievements, milestones, and wonder quietly, why not me? You're not jealous, you're not bitter, you're just tired of waiting, tired of giving your best and still feeling like you're falling behind, tired of climbing uphill while others seem to soar without effort. And the hardest part, you've been patient, you've been sincere, you've prayed with tears, fasted in silence, given up things no one even knows about. And yet, here you are, still in the same place, still watching, still hoping, still trying to believe. But what if this delay isn't denial? What if this waiting is the very thing that's saving you? Allah's plan isn't like ours. He doesn't rush success to impress the world. He prepares it slowly, deeply, because He sees what we cannot. He knows that some blessings, if given too soon, can destroy what they were meant to build. That some victories, if handed over too quickly, can breed pride instead of gratitude. So sometimes He slows your journey, not because you're forgotten, but because you're being fortified. Because the strength you'll need at the top can only be shaped in the stillness of the climb. And while you see others racing forward, what you don't see is what they're carrying and what you're being protected from. You don't see the lessons being written into your heart, the resilience being carved into your soul, the sincerity being built quietly behind the scenes. You are not behind, you are being prepared. So don't measure your path by someone else's pace. Your time is not their time. Your story was never meant to look like theirs. And when your moment finally comes, when Allah says now, it will arrive in a way that no effort, no connection, no shortcut could have ever delivered. It will come with peace, with purpose, and with a kind of beauty that only patience can unlock. Until then, keep walking, keep praying, keep whispering, I trust you. If even one of these struggles felt familiar, if your heart whispered, that's me, while you listened, then let this settle in your soul. You are not weak, you are not being punished, and you are not alone. These silent battles, the being misunderstood, the quiet giving, the unspoken regret, the aching loneliness, the slow journey, they are not signs of failure. They are signs of deep refinement. They are evidence that Allah hasn't overlooked you. He's investing in you, because in His wisdom, the ones He chooses to elevate are first taught how to endure, and the ones He wishes to protect are first pulled away from what could harm them. So if life has felt like a test, it's because your soul is in a classroom that many never enter, and your pain, it might just be your preparation. There's a kind of strength that doesn't shout, a kind of faith that doesn't need to be seen. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of person you're becoming. So say this quietly from your heart, even if it's tired, even if it's trembling. Oh Allah, I'm not asking for an easy life. I'm asking for a heart that can carry what you've written for me. I don't ask you to remove the pain, but to let it soften me, not harden me. To let it bring me closer to you, not away from you. Let my tears turn into prayers. Let my regrets become lessons, and let my waiting become worship. I trust that you see what no one else sees, that you hear what I don't even have words to say, that every hardship you gave me, you gave with purpose. So choose me, not because I am strong, but because you know I'm trying. Ameen. And if this message touched your heart, if it gave you even a moment of peace, share that peace with someone else. Leave a comment that simply says, oh Allah, I accept the pain you gave me. Make it a path back to you. You never know, your words might be the comfort someone else has been praying for. May your pain become your purification. May your silence become your strength. And may your struggles lead you to a closeness with Allah that no ease could have ever brought. Ameen.